In a staggering deal worth over £300 million, a Saudi-led consortium recently completed the acquisition of the historic English football club Newcastle United. To modern-day fans of the sport, this may not come as a huge surprise, but this was not always the case. Over the past 2 decades, Arab billionaires have poured in their resources to not only acquire several struggling football clubs, but invested billions of pounds into them to elevate them to new heights. And with the fans of these newly owned clubs happier than ever, the question arises: how exactly are Arab billionaires impacting the game of football, and what long-lasting impacts will it have on the sport? Let us dive into the video to answer these intriguing questions for you. One of the earliest examples of meaningful Arab intervention in European football came in 2008 when the Deputy Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates and CEO of Abu Dhabi United Group, Sheikh Mansour, acquired majority stakes in Manchester City Football Club for a mind-blowing sum of £210 million. Sheikh Mansour, a member of the Emirati royal family with an estimated net worth of £17 billion and a family fortune of around $1 trillion, is dubbed as one of the richest owners in world football. A football club being owned by a rich individual is not what was surprising. What shocked the world, however, was the sheer enormity of wealth that the new owner invested into the club. From 2008 till 2019, the club splashed out £1.5 billion on transfers, bringing in superstars like Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling, Riyad Mahrez, Ruben Dias and Kyle Walker, among others, for record signing fees. This ushered in a new era of dominance for the club. Since the ownership change, Manchester City, from a mid-table struggling team, became one of Europe's most feared clubs, amassing 13 major domestic trophies under 3 different managers and reaching the Champions League final only last year. Under the management of Pep Guardiola, the team won the Premier League in 2018, becoming the only Premier League team to attain 100 points in a single season. They followed this up in 2019 by winning 4 trophies and completing the sweep of all domestic trophies in England, becoming the first English men's team to win the unprecedented domestic treble. This has led many to question the value of this success, since critics claim that this was a result of buying their way to victories rather than building a squad of their own. This was not all. The club also constructed a new £150 million Etihad campus in East Manchester as the team's new training facility, making it one of the most expensive and sophisticated training facilities in the football world. In this time, the Etihad Stadium also saw significant rebuilding amounting to hundreds of millions of pounds in order to increase the seating capacity of the stadium. Manchester City's revenue is the 5th highest of any football club at €568.4 million. In 2019, Forbes estimated the club to be the 5th most valuable in the world, being worth $2.69 billion. In addition to Manchester City, the City Football Group of Sheikh Mansour also owns New York City FC in the American Major League Soccer, enjoying a similar uphill trend in its results and seeing more success since the ownership change, although on a smaller scale compared to their counterparts. The Emirati takeover of Manchester City set off a domino effect in the football world, wherein several other Middle Eastern magnates saw the opportunity to not only diversify their assets, but also move into the extremely profitable business of football, in addition to having a keen interest in the sport itself. Manchester City has not been the only football club to have its fortunes turned around, thanks to billions of dollars of investment from a Middle Eastern consortium. Another club following similar blueprints was Paris Saint-Germain, the French football club. In 2011, the Emir of Qatar, Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, through closed shareholders Qatar Sports Investments, purchased the club. Even though relatively successful before the takeover, the club saw an immediate and lasting change over the next decade, with the new owner spending over $1 billion on transfers and buying some of the world's biggest superstars to spearhead PSG into a European giant in a very short span of time. Since 2011, the team has enjoyed unparalleled dominance in France, managing to win 7 league titles and 20 national cups, in addition to reaching their first ever UEFA Champions League final in 2020. What has sent shockwaves around the world has been the ability of PSG to attract some of the biggest names in world football. In 2017, the club signed the former Barcelona superstar and Ballon d'Or finalist Neymar for a record fee of €222 million, something that had never been done in the history of the sport before. They did not stop here. In the same year, they also signed a deal with AS Monaco to sign French forward Kylian Mbappé for an astounding fee of €180 million. Just recently, in 2021, in a move that was considered the biggest ever in the sport, they managed to sign the Barcelona captain and six-time Ballon d'Or winner Lionel Messi after he became a free agent. Superstar talent, surrounded by an array of world-class complementary stars, has enabled the club to assert its will over Europe. This has also allowed the club to generate close to €541 million in 2019, the seventh highest revenue in world football. Currently valued at $2.5 billion, they are the ninth most valuable club in the world, according to Forbes. Seeing these Arab investors pouring their resources into internationally renowned football teams has seen other business-savvy Middle Eastern billionaires making similar moves, resurrecting struggling teams back into the spotlight and encouraging more teams to look for investments from the Middle Eastern peninsula. Clubs like Malaga CF, Hull City and Barcelona have all seen massive investments from Arab conglomerates on a huge scale and have all shown signs of improvement ever since, but their ownership has mostly remained in the hands of their original majority stakeholders. One club that saw this change is Newcastle United. After a long-running saga, including a deal that fell through in 2020, the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, led by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, brought out the club a few weeks ago. Although welcomed universally by the fans of the club, this acquisition has seen tremendous backlash and has been a subject of scrutiny and controversy in not only England but around the world. With the Crown Prince having countless allegations of human rights violations, including accusations of getting journalist Jamal Khashoggi murdered and anti-LGBTQ laws, and this state savings account of Saudi Arabia being largely dependent on oil, which will eventually run out, people are raising questions over the integrity of this sport and the influx of Arab money into it. Among its prominent critics is West Ham United Vice-Chairman Karen Brady, who has warned the English clubs that their decision to allow this to happen will have far-reaching consequences in the future. The PIF, which acquired the club for $408 million, has also invested in some big names such as Disney, Uber, Facebook, Starbucks and pharmaceutical company Pfizer, and is among the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world with total estimated assets of at least $500 billion. This takeover, although controversial, almost ensures that this club, like the others before it, will see unprecedented sums of money being invested into it and will soon make its way to the top to be among England's elites, attracting elite talent from all over the world and seeing its value rise exponentially. Whether the interest of Arab billionaires into the sport, also considered as sports washing by some, is welcomed with open arms or marred in controversy. It is a fact that the landscape of football has been changed dramatically and that this existing trend will only continue to see a rise in the upcoming years, with global powers having a say in which football club is the best among the best, and fans slowly coming to terms that this is the trajectory that this money-driven industry will be on for the decades to come. Well, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to support us and watch more videos like this, click the like and subscribe button and leave us a comment on what you think about Arab dominance in football. Hit the bell icon to stay updated. Take care.